do you think like weed is kind of your kind of like food in a way, or not?
Not necessarily. It kind of it's like a leash. Let's say you have a rabid dog.
Yeah.
You have a dog that you know bites people, but it's loving to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You have to put that motherfucker on a leash, or it's gonna attack people. So your mind will attack you if you don't put it on some kind of leash.
So is weed your leash or no?
In sorts. In sorts it is. I can control my own self because I know who I am. Okay. I do it because it helps me stay in the present moment. You know, when you're on weed, you know, most people get paranoid, right?
Yeah, paranoid. I didn't always used to be paranoid, but once my schizophrenia kicked in, I was very much paranoid.
Yeah, but people think that, like, you've labored yourself schizophrenic.
I have not.
So you have it in your mind that you're schizophrenic.
No. I was not diagnosed before the problem started. The problem started before.
You've rehearsed it to yourself so many times that you're aware when your schizophrenia kicks in. So if you're aware when it kicks in, then you're not it. So
all I know is that when I started smoking weed at a certain point in my life,
but that's not what you just said, though. But I know. Who's the I that knows these things?
Okay, when I smoke weed,
okay,
now, and before I used to be able to get high.
It was another high.
Okay, so before I wasn't high, but now when I do that, there is paranoia, there is fear, there is anger. So now
you can see them, right? You can see them coming, and you can see them die.
And well, there's no reason to smoke weed. It's like, okay, well, I could drink this Coke, but there's no reason to do it. Why would I do it? Why is there what point?
If you don't want, like, if that's not your choice to go about your situation, that's cool. But you have to understand that your situation is not who you are.
No, it's not.
And then
but
you say
but now when I do smoke weed, it feels like fear. It feels like paranoia.
Well,
so my brain chemistry.
Kind of weeds, though. You got sativa and you got indica.
So
indica is like a body high that makes you feel like low and drained. And I want.
I've had many types of weed.
See, yeah. So you know the difference. Sativa is like a mental high.
Yes, but
the mental high is where you want to go. You don't want to go to the body high because that leads to depression.
But
unless that your body's in pain. If your body's in physical pain.
Certain people who smoke weed, it doesn't work with their brain chemistry. It's not. It does not produce. What is the desired effect when you smoke weed? Why do you smoke weed?
I smoke weed because it takes me into an artistic mind.
It does not do that for me. That is a personal thing that happens to you, but
for sure.
It is not. It does not do that to me.
It's different strokes for different folks because your conditioning promotes a certain way of being.
Part of it is conditioning, but for me,
a lot of it is because your mind starts taking off.
Yeah,
it starts going into all these places that you've been before, and you start recognizing, okay, this is leading to something that I don't like.
Yes, but
you know what I'm saying?
When
I don't have your experiences, so
when I go into smoking weed, when I go into smoking weed, I'm like, okay, I want to get high, but then, like, before I even imagine being paranoid, before I imagine being angry, before I imagine anything,
you can turn right here.
It turns into those things. And basically, there's no reason to.
What I've been trying to tell you is, you see when shit starts turning.
Okay, but do you believe in brain chemistry? Like, do you?
I know that the body reacts different ways to different kind of shit.
Okay, well that's exactly what happens.
But the shit that I'm telling you is beyond the body.
Okay,
has shit to do with the body.
You
allow the body to do whatever it's gonna do.
That's fine. So my body does not respond well to weed anymore,
cool.
And so that's basically how my body responds to weed, in the sense that it does produce the worst effects. So I mean, there's no reason.
Who's saying these effects are worse, and who's saying they're bad?
Because I experience them. It's not about my opinion. It's not about my opinion.
But you check it out. You said I experience them. You see them happening.
Yes.
It's not you. So this is a awakening for you. So when you go through bad, fucked up, negative shit, you can see that it's happening before you. It's not you.
No, I don't believe it's. I left, but I don't believe it's me. I'm just saying that for my brain for my brain chemistry, no matter what I'm thinking beforehand, no matter who I am, the chemistry is changed to the negative when I smoke.
That's
so
that's your mindset.
Well,
your mindset goes elsewhere when you smoke because you had a negative experience one time.
Okay, you can talk the talk, but you have to really walk the walk. Like, okay,
absolutely.
When you smoke, it has a different effect than when I smoke. It's not just about perception.
Okay,
it's not just.
We'll put it like this. I was in the service 8 years.
Yes.
So when I came home and I went to the fucking mall, it was sensory overload.
Yes.
I felt like I was dying. I felt like fight or flight.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That was something that I felt that I could not control. That was a chemical thing, which it is.
Yes.
That's a barbarian fucking primal thing that happens.
That's fine. That doesn't mean that you know what
it shoots through your body.
Yeah, it's anxiety.
It's anxiety.
That doesn't mean that you know what smoking weed does to you if you're schizophrenic. If you have a bad reaction to it.
What I'm saying, any reaction that you have that you're willing, that you're able to perceive, you don't have to control it. You just let it happen. Not saying that you act out your fucking shit.
Okay, if you let it happen, then what's the point of smoking weed in the first place?
The point of smoking weed as far as what?
Like, why smoke weed in the first place if you control how you perceive it? Couldn't you just be the person that you are without smoking weed?
Why wash your ass? Why wash your ass if you're just gonna shit again? You know what I'm saying? Like,
not
because
not really.
You don't see. Why wash your ass if you're gonna shit again?
Okay, so why?
It's better for you. Like, you feel better as far as the person.
So weed makes you feel better. That's why you do it.
Yeah, it makes it comfortable in your.
So that's a perception in and of itself.
For me.
Yeah, and
I'm not saying this for you.
Yes.
Maybe you vlog and you do things that make you comfortable, right?
I do things that work for me. Yes, but as far as chemically. Like,
that's chemical too.
Yes,
because it releases chemicals when you're doing something that you enjoy.
Weed does not work for me chemically,
and that's fine.
Okay, that's good.
That's
so we have different reactions to weed.
Like I said before with the Christmas lights, everybody shines differently.
Yes,
they have a different shine to them. They have a different outlook of life. They have a different personal reaction to life. Because they come from a different space.
Okay, but it's enjoyable, right? To smoke weed, right?
To me,
yeah, to you. But I mean, it's a
personal thing.
You think that
it is a choice.
It is a choice,
but it's not about pleasure. It's about
it does not provide pleasure for me.
For you to be able to cope, because you can't.
No. I can cope by myself. I don't have to smoke weed.
So then why smoke?
Because I want to. Because I enjoy. Like, why drink a beer?
Well, I mean, why
if
don't you?
If it's gonna fuck you up chemically and you're gonna
that makes sense, but it's also the little eye. So that's the little eye in you choosing.
We all have a little eye. I'm not saying that the little eye is a.
Well, why don't you go out? Thing. Why don't you go out and have a different girlfriend every other week?
I don't have a girlfriend.
Well, I'm saying, I mean, you know what a womanizer is someone who goes out and seeks pleasure through other women.
Oh,
right?
See, I don't do that.
I know, but isn't it almost kind of like you're cheating yourself, right?
You're not cheating yourself, because society has a perception of what they think is right and what they think is wrong. Like, over here, we think it's wrong to kill babies. A lot of people do. But overseas, like in China and stuff like that, you can kill the girls because they produce other people. Not because it's a personal thing. What's right to one?
In China, a lot of the time, the reason why the female babies are killed. Well, it's not even just that. It's that the females rights towards their parents. The female does not have to take care of their parents. The female does not have to get her husband to take care of their parents. It's a cultural thing.
With all that being said, that's a conditioning.
Yes.
Like I've been saying, these are conditionings. They're not the same over here as they are over there. That's like every person in the world. Your experience and how you move through the world and how you act to the right and how you react with people and how you go about your life is totally different from the next man.
Yes.
So you can't judge your life the way you do the next man's life because it's not the same thing.
No,
Go on
and
the left lane and turn right here at this first street that you come up to.
Turn left.
Yeah.
and, you know, it's not about judging. It's just about weed does not work for me, and I wonder why you need it if you don't.
I don't need it.
Okay, if you don't need it,
It's something that I enjoy.
Okay, so
because it helps.
What does it do
helps
for
with
you?
the creative process.
So you smoke weed to have the creative process
To help with it.
Okay.
So it enhances the right now factor.
Okay.
You know, because that's why people have anxiety when they get high. They get to where they're anxious and they right here to the right. They get really anxious and they have anxiety when they get high because it pulls them into the present because we're not used to living in the present moment. We're always worried about the future, the next step, what we're gonna do after this. We're not used to being right now. That shit makes you be right now. In the car, driving, or fucking, or painting, or doing.
You're saying weed enhances your ability to live right now. So
no, not live, man. Come on.
Okay, so it focuses you.
It helps with focus. Yes.
Okay, it helps with focus.
Yeah.
So, do you think you can do it without weed?
Absolutely. I've done without weed for fucking 30 years.
Okay.
I have to have weed.
So
I can stop at any moment.
Okay, so
right here, to the left.
So why allow yourself to keep on doing it? It costs money. It costs the possibility of being caught. What's the point?
What don't cost money? Sir?
So basically, it's about enjoyment.
But what don't cost money?
It depends on how you get things.
The probability of being caught. Alcohol costs money.
Yes.
You have the probability of being caught driving. I live right here. You can pull up right here.
Yeah, well, if you're drunk.
Where do you live? Here?
Yeah, I live here in these apartments back here.
Oh, okay. Well,
But you can pull up right here. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Any choice that we make has a certain amount of consequence.
Yes.
Just because the government says that something's wrong doesn't mean it's necessarily wrong.
No, I don't believe it's wrong either.
What it is
I'm just saying, like, what's the point? What's the point? So basically, the whole point of smoking weed is because you enjoy it.
Yeah. What's the point in practicing any kind of practice that you have? You don't know where
it's
really
not about
comes from. You haven't experienced it for yourself.
I have.
You just have some kind of.
I have experienced it, but it's not about me enjoying it. It's about the truth of reality. Like,
but what is reality to you, except for sitting right here in that passenger seat?
No. Reality to me, reality to me is the depth of the nature of existence for a human being.
I think you're sitting in front of me in the passenger seat. I think that's the reality of everything. You're right here, right now. So that is real. Everything else that's going on.
Okay, so the passenger seat is the only thing that exists.
Right.
Okay. Well, I believe that there are places
you know the definition of the belief? I believe
that there is something that we come from.
Do you know the definition of belief, though?
Okay, what is the definition of belief?
It's an opinion. It's not reality.
No. All I can do is make my best guess.
Right.
I mean, I'm not saying that I know. I don't know anything, but my best guess tells me that. Okay,
but you don't have to guess that you're sitting right here.
I kind of do because I don't know. Just because my senses tell me that I'm sitting here, that doesn't mean that I'm actually sitting here. That I'm not just a brain in a vat or hooked up to a computer.
Okay, that's your mind starting to go other places, saying that you're hooked up to a computer.
I don't know anything.
You know that you're not a brain in a vat.
I don't know anything.
So if I flick the fuck out of your ear, you're not gonna know that that shit hurts.
Not necessarily.
And you're sitting right here and you feel pain.
Not necessarily, because
That's mental, bro.
I don't know anything.
That's mental.
Everything is mental
because
we have
mind is saying.
Because the mind is the point between.
All that you know, period, is you're sitting right here. This is what you know for a fact.
I don't know
your
anything
mind
for
is
a
saying,
fact.
I may be a fucking brain in a vat somewhere. Like
my mind is telling me
I'm Matrix shit.
No, my mind.
That's some movie shit.
My mind is telling me that I'm sitting here. That doesn't mean that it's true.
Okay.
So because you're saying
we're gonna break it down. We're gonna break it down, sir.
Okay.
When you're a little kid,
you
don't know shit about brains and vats. You don't know shit about religion.
You don't know language.
Shit about language.
You don't know language.
You know shit about nothing.
Yeah.
You're living in the fucking moment. You're touching everything. You're experiencing shit. When the day's over, that shit is over. The next day holds everything new. That is our true nature. All that fucking brain in the vat, that's called imagination.
I'm not saying that we are.
Look, I know you're not saying that you are, but you got to understand that shit is coming from the mind. That's coming from movies. That's coming from experiences. Even little kids that don't have that.
Even the little kids that don't understand anything, they don't have a conception of what they are experiencing. They just understand.
They're just here.
They just experience, but that doesn't mean that their senses are correct, though. Our senses are still flawed.
How not?
Our senses are still flawed.
Sir, how aren't they correct? Okay, when that's our true nature?
When I look
that's being naked.
That's
a human being being naked before they're filled with other people's shit.
When I look up to the moon,
don't you?
It looks like it's tiny, right? That doesn't mean that it's
tiny.
Of course.
You put your thumb up and fucking cover it. That's perception.
Yes, but okay, a little kid doesn't know that, does it?
No. And that's
okay,
does a fucking hawk know that? Does a dog know that? Does a cat know that? Every other sentient being in this world doesn't know that, except for humans. Humans make up shit.
Okay.
They don't, because it's
not
important.
So do you believe that the moon is actually the size of a thumb?
I don't know what the fuck it is. I've never been there.
Okay.
You've never been there. Nobody.
No. I'm not saying that I know anything. I'm just saying that my best guess is that the moon isn't the size of a thumb. The best guess for a child is that they don't understand why the moon is so small.
Because it's not a big deal.
No.
It's not in their moment.
That is all about perception. What a big deal!
Reality.
When you say
you don't have to deal with the moon
when you say
big
deal, when you say big big deal, that is about perception.
That's about
that is about the little eye.
Sorry.
When you think something is a big or small deal, that is completely concerned with the little eye.
If you're sitting in the moment, how does that moon affect you right now? If it's big or small, does it affect you?
Of course, it affects because the oceans would not move in the right way if the moon was not there. That has
nothing to do with you right now, sitting in this chair.
Of course it does. Otherwise, I'd be dead if the moon didn't have its right motion around the Earth.
How do you know?
I'd be dead. I don't know anything. These are my best guesses based on what I've.
Just be.
Okay, but you're telling me your best guesses.
My bet. This is not a guess. I'm sitting here.
Oh, okay. So you know, but you don't have your best guesses. So
I don't guess at anything.
So you know. So
I know that I exist.
Okay.
I have consciousness.
How do you know that you exist?
Because I'm sitting here.
Oh, okay.
And
maybe that's. But your senses are limited. How do you know that you really exist?
Okay. I perceive that I'm sitting here.
You perceive,
like if it's fake,
and perception is corrupted.
If it's fake, then it's fake. I know nothing of it being fake. I know that I'm sitting here. You can make up all type of shit, but I'm sitting right here behind you. And I could choose to flick your fucking ear, or I could choose to sit here, or I could choose to go in the house, or I could choose. There's a multitude of things that I could do. But I'm just sitting here. Your mind makes up a bunch of shit.
How do you know that you're just sitting there? How?
Because I'm right here. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? So are you. You're talking to me.
Okay, but so your senses are perfect.
I know no other reality.
So your senses are perfect.
I know no other reality except for this one. If
Okay.
there is another reality, I have not perceived it.
Okay, so
I am the perception that perceives.
So you know this reality.
That's all I know.
Okay, so if you know this reality, then you know that the moon is a certain amount of miles.
I've never touched it.
Oh, but that's part of this reality. So you don't know this.
Is what I see.
So you don't know this reality.
I don't. I don't know if the moon's fucking huge. I've never sat on it. I've never been there.
Okay, so you don't know this reality.
I see it in the sky. A lot of people tell you, okay, it's big and it got this and this and it reflects the sun and all this shit. I don't know for a fact. I don't know.
Okay, so
and it's not a big concern to
we can agree on that we don't really know anything. Okay,
because you can sit there and watch a motherfucker walk on the moon and the American flag is waving. But then they teach you that there's no wind in the vacuum of space.
Well, they kind of use wires for that. But they use wires to.
No, the moon has
they did
atmosphere. It's not just
no. It's not. It doesn't wave. It's about the wires.
Right.
But that's
so it's like, come on, man.
No. They just put up
anything except for.
I don't know anything. That's what I said. That's why I was wondering, how do you know anything?
Because I'm sitting here.
This
is my reality.
Well, even though I'm sitting here, I could say that I don't know anything.
No, I don't know anything either.
Okay, so we both don't know anything.
The body is right here. The body is sitting here.
Okay, that's fine. So do
That's
you think
what I
that
know.
you know that? Oh, so
I
you
do know that.
So you do know something.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I don't know anything. I don't know if I actually
exist. Your body's sitting here, or you're into some fucking brain in a fucking.
I don't.
Like this is the Matrix. This is a movie.
I don't know it. I don't know anything. I could be a brain in a vat.
So you don't jack off and nut everywhere in your house. Like you don't.
That doesn't mean that I know that I do it.
You can't fight motherfuckers. You can't spit and take a shower, and you're not aware of none of these things.
I don't know because, like you said, it's not in this moment. It's not in this moment. So you're reflecting on things that could happen.
I'm saying what you experience is what you personally know.
Okay, so you're theorizing about all the things that I could do. I could fight somebody. I could
all
fucking
type of shit.
But I'm not doing it right now. So how do I know that?
Because you're right here.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Like, how the fuck do you know I can do anything at all? How do you fuck do you know that you could do anything at all?
That's up to you.
So we don't know anything.
No.
Excellent.
We just talk a lot of bullshit.
Put your fucking head in a vice grip, right, and started turning that bitch. You wouldn't say it. You wouldn't say that what you're saying, right?
Huh?
If I put your fucking head in a vice grip and started turning it, you wouldn't be saying, "Oh, I don't know who I am, where I'm at."
Oh, I never said that. He said,
or whoever.
I'm the one who's saying that we don't know anything.
He don't know,
anything.
He thinks he's a fucking.
No, I didn't.
A brain in a jar.
I did not say that I know that. I'm saying I could be.
He could be that.
I didn't. I said I don't know.
If you put your fucking head in a vice grip, you're gonna still say that you're a brain in a jar somewhere.
I didn't say I was a brain in a jar. I'm just saying I don't know if I am or not.
Like
I don't.
You're doing semantics right now. You're doing wordplay.
No,
you know for a fact that you're sitting here, man.
Okay.
Some other shit.
Okay.
You know that you're sitting right here looking forward, recording some shit. You know what you're doing. Like,
okay,
so
you think that I do know some things.
You know what you're doing now.
Oh, and you know what you're doing now.
Absolutely.
Okay,
but as far as other shit that motherfuckers have taught us, we don't know for a fact. We haven't experienced it. Like your man just said, if you put your fucking head in a vice grip, you're gonna know that your shit's finna pop.
That doesn't mean
that's real.
That does not mean that I know my shit's gonna.
Okay.
That just means that I perceive it. And my perceptions, my senses are not perfect.
I'm gonna tell you
they're
like
not
this.
perfect. So why would I know that? So why would I know anything?
Wait. Well, you guys going way off out into the deep end on this.
But
we were talking about.
But check this out though. Like the motherfuckers in Florida. They thought that their reality was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go shopping, I'm gonna go grocery shop, I'm gonna go do this shit tomorrow, next week, and all this shit. And then this fucking real shit came, reality right now came and said, fuck your house. Fuck
okay, but you're talking about them affecting the individual, the small I. So you're saying you're saying that the little I knows that it is being destroyed, but so where's the big I in this equation? Okay, so do we know the big I, or do we just know the little I?
The big I.
Okay, good. If we are the big I, then why does the little I know anything? Because obviously the little I. Okay, then we're talking with the little I right now. You're saying if I was put in a vice grip by my friend, then I would know I was in a vice grip. But we're talking about the little I. So how the fuck would that be true if it was the little I? Because the little I is about individuals.
It's the body. It's the mind. It's how you perceive things.
Yes. So
check it out.
So obviously,
if you know,
I'm
not talking about the body of the mind.
Okay.
You're talking about the body of the mind.
You're saying that
your mind is saying that I could be in a fucking jar somewhere. What I'm saying is my being is right here. You can do whatever the fuck you want to this body, but I know who I am.
Okay, so
you know what I'm saying? You can put my head in a vice grip and pop this bitch.
Somebody puts me in a vice grip. And I think that I know that I'm in a vice grip. Am I really in a vice grip if we're talking about the big I knowing everything and the little I not knowing anything?
No,
so the little I would feel like, oh my god, this body is being destroyed. But the big I would know, okay, this body is just part of everything else.
No, the big I knows that the body is being destroyed.
Okay, so the big I is about
everything. That's where everything comes from.
the big I does discern between one person and the next. The one person's body and the next person's body.
It knows about your body because it's in you.
Okay, so
that's just like
I exist as an individual.
So what is the I that wants to carry on the conversation past the point of no return?
That's the motherfucking little I.
That's the little I.
That's what we're connected to. Yes.
Okay.
My ego is engaging.
The ego wants to.
His ego is engaging.
The ego.
Both of our egos are engaging. Neither one of us are right.
Exist. The ego wants to.
It does because we're trained for the ego.
Right. So there's no doubt that we exist.
Yeah, there's no doubt in that.
Because or else we want to have this
a conversation.
Well,
right.
yeah.
All right.
The little I likes verifying that it's right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, that's
See,
very true.
if I was, I'm still training myself as well.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, your ego's gonna want to defend itself constantly because that's who you socialize. That's who you think you are. You know what I'm saying? He has a certain belief. He has a certain feeling, and he's passionate about it. And so does my ego. But see, there's something that's bigger than that that's in all of us. That don't have a fucking ego. It doesn't care about his perception or my perception.
But the truth is that no matter,
you got to connect to that. That's the journey to connect to that.
The
to where you're accepting of what's gonna happen at any time.
All right.
And it's fine with you.
You're probably better off in life, no matter what the pain is or suffering, whatever you feel, the emotions.
You deal with it.
If you can deal with it, I'm not gonna go and say that.
No, deal with it if you can deal with it. If you can't, then accept it.
I'm not gonna say that you should. I'm just gonna say this. I'm not gonna say what you should do or what you can do, what your options are. But living, substance free, without substance, without alcohol,
well, who
without
does?
tobacco,
who does without substance?
I think everybody.
Do you take aspirin?
No.
You don't take any fucking
I don't take any
shit?
No, no.
Okay, when you eat meat and shit, you get hormones and all that type of shit.
Yeah, I know, but that's
substances.
residual. That's
these are substance.
Yeah.
You cannot live without a substance
I'm talking about
this time of day and era.
Well, it's concentration.
But what your mind says substance is, that's what the everybody has told you that it's a separate substance.
If I go take a hit, right, if I have a shot,
organic weed that came from the ground,
right, that's a lot of concentration versus what's found in whatever,
concentration of THC is that what you're saying?
Yeah. So I'm just saying. All I'm saying is
but it's a natural
record.
Thing. It's not.
I know it is. I know it is. But
if you take an aspirin, they mix a bunch of fucking chemicals together to give you a certain kind of thing that replaces something that you already had.
I'm just saying.
Because I was addicted to fucking.
I'm just telling you for the record. I know. I've done all
10
that.
years.
I've done all that.
I was addicted to Xanax for fucking 10 years.
Oxycontin for me.
And when I stopped taking that shit, dude, I went through a fucking hell roller coaster.
It's a barbiturate.
Oh my god, dude! I was feeling like I was gonna die every fucking day.
That's same for me with Oxycontin.
So what it is, something that's in you that's greater than you has to separate from that in order to let it play out.
I'm just telling you that if you give your mind a chance and give it a break,
without break from what?
Without the THC, is that what you're saying? Without the THC?
Yeah, from whatever it is.
Well, I've done that too.
Alcohol, marijuana, whatever. If you give yourself a chance, and you find yourself, you give your mind a break, it will fix itself. It will rewire itself. Let me ask you a
question: has weed ever killed anyone? No.
No, I'm not putting it down.
No. I'm not saying you're putting it down, but you're putting it in the same category.
I'm not. I'm just. It's
fucked
just
up.
No
drugs.
I think he might be saying like. I think he might be saying like, why do you need it? Why,
no, that's not what I'm saying.
It's like eating an apple.
I'm not saying it at all. I'm just saying that if you gave your mind a chance for a year, because that's how long it's going to take you to feel normal again, and then you might like your.
I like that you said normal. What is normal?
Normal.
What is that?
I mean, I'm not focused on.
There's no fucking such thing as normal.
Yeah,
what's normal to one isn't normal.
I'm not going to use
next.
a word. I'm just going to use a phrase then. So in my life, I'm not seeking something else outside of what is. But what is okay? Obviously, I have to wake up. I have to have breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Natural.
Right? I have to
wake
up.
Weed is natural.
I know, but you
it's
can't.
Natural. You can eat it.
I know, but right. So you could live just off of weed only, right?
Of course not.
No, you have to have.
Can you live off?
You have to have
apples?
breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Can you live off?
And that's what I'm just trying to say. I'm just trying
to live off nothing by itself.
I'm just trying to say, listen. I don't like the fact that I have to, besides breakfast, lunch, and dinner, I have to think about doing something else.
Well, this is the world that we live in.
I know. I don't want to have to think that I have to find something else in my life to balance it.
Okay, if you got cancer, man, they're gonna give you all kind of fucking pills.
I know. I'm not putting it down.
Are you gonna have to eat the pills?
I'm not putting it down.
You can choose not to eat the pills, but you're gonna fucking die. Right?
That's not. I'm not putting it down. I'm just telling you.
No, I'm not saying that you're putting it down, but what I'm saying is, in our day and age, it's not. It's not. Damn, what the fuck is the word for it? It's not reality that you don't have to take a fucking some kind
I don't
want to
have to take pills. I don't want to have to. I don't think there's some people that do, but there's some people that there's always going to be an exception to the rule.
Of course, that's like people in India and fucking Asia and stuff like that grow their own shit and do all that type of shit. They live for hundreds of years. There's a motherfucker that lived like 200 years.
Yeah.
It sounds crazy as fuck, but it's real. It's been, you know.
I mean, it really is a sacrifice.
Yeah,
right? Because
you have to go through the motions.
For me, I would really like to go and